Hello world, I'm Christophe Langlois, I live in London in the UK and I'm an owner of the iPad Air. As part of my job I need to produce a lot of content very often. I'm a social media strategist and I'm also a blogger on visiblebanking.com. So I will always have ideas, thoughts I need to capture as soon as possible, and of course electronically is the favorite option. It's much easier to reuse than as a content. So I'm always using and looking for the most portable solution, package, to be able to do that, to switch it on very quickly, to capture my ideas, and then to be able to synchronize it online as and when needed. The iPad Air is a great tablet, it's very light, and I was looking for the best companion to do that. Today I'd like to review the Belkin Ultimate Keyboard Case for the iPad Air. I was really excited to receive it because they just won an award with PC World and it's supposed to be one of the very best solutions out there. It's one of the most expensive as well. I'm based in London, so it's still quite complicated to get hold of. I bought it through eBay and it was shipped from the US. That's the white version. There's also a black version. And in the US it cost $129, I believe, and pretty much the same for black and white version. In Europe, and in London in particular, it's much more expensive. It's £99 basically for the black version, and I think the white is currently for $89.99, but they haven't started to ship those in the UK, I believe, yet. Or it will ship very soon. So I was really excited. To me, that could be the best compromise. It's supposed to be very light, great construction, great build, and very good keyboard. So now I will review that and we'll see at the end if I plan to keep it or to return it. And let's start with the overall build quality and its design. So now let's have a look at the cover itself, yeah? So when you see, this is the white version, yeah, as explained at the beginning of my video review. This is how it looks like. So this is made of aluminum, so it's very nice feel here, but this is made of plastic. I don't know if you can hear it. The plastic looks quite cheap to me. It's probably provide like better, I don't know, durability in terms of the motion here, the angles used by the case. I'm not too sure. It's probably just a cheaper alternative in terms of manufacturing costs. But someone, actually a reviewer earlier this year, said that was a bit Frankenstein. There's something like Frankenstein-esque about the keyboard, with a mix of very good and very cheap. But it made me laugh. I think it's a good statement. And look, so that's it. So you can see here aluminum again. Now here you've got the hinge, right? That's made of kind of rubber here, right? Then you got here the back. Again, it's plastic here. And of course there's holes. All the holes you're expecting for the iPad in terms of feature and accessibility. And here got holes again for the charger and the sound, and here to turn it on and off, and for the mic here. Okay, so that's pretty much it. When you open it here again, you see here plastic, and that's the keyboard here. What's pretty unique with it is again the mechanisms here and the angles. It's made of magnets. See here, it's magnets. There are 3 angles and it's working quite well. 1, 2, and you see the different angles, and 3, yeah. So that's quite neat, yeah. And when you see here, if you notice the blue, it's because automatically when you use that mode and we use those magnets, it will switch on and pair your device with your iPad, which is a good thing. At the same time, you can't really use it just as a stand, which could be nice, without using the battery of your keyboard. Arguably, I mean, those keyboards last for hundreds of hours, so it shouldn't be a big deal, but I just wanted to point it out, yeah. Before we check the keyboard itself and the keys, now I'm gonna show you how to put the iPad, to insert the iPad in the case. So, how to insert it? So this is the case. there, yeah, and this is iPad Air, yeah. So you see it's the correct version. It's really good piece of kit, the iPad Air. What you're gonna do, you see here, that's the keyboard. So you use that sense here, that's direction there. You put it here, you insert it, and you click it at the bottom. Yeah, and that should be it, yeah. So now you can close it, and you see here. So the good thing with that keyboard case is that that's very solid resistant. You need to really force it to open it up, so it won't actually open up by mistake in your bag. That's good. You notice immediately that the auto sleep wake function doesn't work on that keyboard. I personally, I mean, I'm not bothered with that. I know some people are really upset. I just tend to switch it on and off here, so I can't see the issue at all, but I know some people could be upset and will be upset by that, yeah. One of the specificities of this case is the ability to use your iPad on tablet mode, right? So I just do that, right? And then I'm able to use my iPad tablet mode. So it's a bit awkward to some extent. It adds quite a lot of weight to your iPad, but it could be quite handy, I'd assume, actually, if you use that, I don't know, on the plane or at a conference. You need to check something quickly. Slightly easier, of course, than having to remove the iPad from the case. Having said that, what's very important to me, it's the ability to do so, to remove it and put it back, because I prefer to read, for instance, a book on my iPad using just the iPad in no case. So to do so, basically, you just have here, okay, click, and then say, you see my presentation live about keyboards, minus and positives, and basically that's as easy as that. One of the key things for me with a case is to make sure it doesn't scratch the iPad. I'm not 100% confident because of the plastic here. You need to be careful, but see, if I put it here, clunk, that's in, works. You can see it's totally in, fits very well. If I want to remove it again, I do this and I remove it. So it's not too bad at all, actually, and I believe there won't be any marks on the iPad. But one reviewer on the, I think it was Amazon, or even a proper review on a blog, scares me a bit when he said that apparently he saw scratches on his like screen protector on the iPad Air and potentially the back. That makes me quite uncomfortable with that case. Again, the power of reviews online, yeah. I'm gonna put it back here, that review, and boom, it's in place here, yeah. Okay, so now that the iPad is in the case, let's see how easy it is to pair it. So I will unlock that, and basically here what you see is, as I said, there's no on-off button for the keyboard, right? So you put it here. What happens is when you use basically those magnets, this is when actually the keyboard switches on its own, basically. What you want to do then, you want to use the function here and pair. That's what you want to do. If you don't do that, that won't appear here, right? So if I do it, I said function and pair. I just removed it, but it should appear again here. See? So it took a bit like longer than for the other keyboards, but still it's here. So I click here and now it's connected. Okay, so now my iPad is my keyboard is connected. What I'm gonna show you very quickly the shortcuts. So you click here. There's no dedicated row of iPad dedicated functionalities, but it's here. I can use function as well. So function here to basically use all those options. Function to unlock. Okay, and then here if you've got like, so let's check. If you've got like that one for instance, cancel, save. Here an app calling the virtual keyboard, you can basically use function and keyboard. It's working quite well. Then those I'm not sure, and people complain online that some of the features seems like they're doing nothing. I'm not sure about those, and those of course will be the music, so function, music, right, backwards, forwards, of course, then function mute, function lower, function higher volume, and then here the pair button, right? You can also hear the control, almost control, but function C, V, and X, so copy, paste, and cut, which is good because it's pretty much like, I'm going to get rid of that, sorry. It's pretty much like a regular keyboard, yeah. Some people complain about this. This is the unusual position for those actually symbols. So people complain about that. I didn't find it too, too difficult to use or too annoying, but I know people think that that's an awkward position to put those symbols, yeah. So that's pretty much the keyboard here. So it's good. So now guys, that's a test of sound, right? I'm gonna put it here, and basically I'd like you to be able to experience the sounds from the iPad in the Belkin Ultimate Case. So let's start now. That's a YouTube rewind actually video. It's quite cool.
2013? Let's do this.
Basically there's a hole here, yeah? So the sound comes from here, there's no really system to push back the sound or so it's like a regular tablet. If I remove it, it's gonna be pretty much the same experience, yeah? So if I click here, try not to break the iPad. And I hold it myself, see? Pretty much the same sound experience, considering that there's a hole here actually in the Belkin Ultimate. So that was my video review of the Belkin Ultimate Keyboard Case for the iPad Air. It's a good piece of kit. It's nicely built in terms of functionality. The keyboard responds well. The base here, it's aluminium, so it's very nice. But one of my biggest issues with that keyboard is its overall build construction, basically. Here at the back, this is very plasticky. It doesn't look sharp at all, actually. There's no wow factor at all. So that's a problem for me, especially considering the price you pay for it. It's a premium device here. There's not much innovation, but in the design, which is important. It's very usable. You can use it on your lap, so that's very good. But the backlit would be a nice plus, but it would probably make it heavier and thicker. Again, one of my key issues, except from the plastic behind, is even the aluminium on the cover, so underneath the keyboard here. It's very prone to stains, marks, and as a matter of fact, I received my unit from the US, which was already scratched, a proper scratch actually next to the hinge, which is not good. So I'm gonna return it, but if you're looking for something light and which works as a keyboard, and again very portable, you can't really go wrong with that one. But I would go for the black version, which looks sleeker than the white. So I hope you enjoyed watching my video. If you liked it, please feel free to give it a thumbs up on YouTube, and I invite you also to share your questions directly on YouTube and Google+, on Twitter, and or on my blog visiblebanking.com, where you will find the rest of the video series of reviews about the iPad Air keyboards. So please have a look and get in touch. That's Christophe Langlois from London, UK.